Alright guys, so welcome to my full in-depth combat guide for Kratos in God of War Ragnarok. So I will be going over the fundamental concepts regarding this game's combat and tech, and this will range from beginner to advanced combat tutorials, and if you're just starting to learn these things, I recommend start with step 1 in order to grasp like the basic ground structure for the rest of the video. So this will include topics like axe recall methods, runic canceling, combining and canceling attack animations. So on that note, let's get right into it. So first, we're just going to go over the settings that I use for gameplay, and something important that all of you should have on is in weapon sheath, and you want to have it placed on weapon toggle. So weapon toggle, all this is doing is, if you're familiar with God of War 2018 and how to switch weapons in that game, it's going to be just like that. Like honestly, I don't even remember the default, the down D-pad. I couldn't even tell you, bro. So this is just the way you do things. You want to use weapon toggle. So, and for the touchpad, I put shield strike to swipe up on the touchpad, as it's much more convenient rather than double tapping L1 during some of these texts that we're going to be going over. Swiping up on the touchpad is just a quick input that you can, use one of your fingers to just slide up and continue the combo or tech, whatever. And I also have a quick turn on swipe down on the touchpad because this is just, again, more convenient and it works better for me. So that is really all you guys need to know about my settings. Other than that, you guys should be good to go. Alright guys, so we're going to be going over some basic stuff first. So the first thing I want to go over is implementing a dodge into a combo string. So we can just do a regular combo like this, just 3 light attacks into heavy finisher, or we can implement a dodge like this. Okay, so implementing a dodge into a combo string can have a few uses. Like one, you can dodge an enemy or whatever, you can move, you can space yourself, or you can also shorten the animation of the combo string. So what I mean by that is this. So normally Kratos swings 3 times, that's needed for the heavy finisher, but we can just shorten it by dodging after the 3rd R1 immediately, like that. So we can also show this with the blades. So this is a quick combo we can do. But to make that come out faster, we can dodge after we press R1 for the first time. So we can go like this. So that's pretty fast. You can also do this with the spear, obviously, and with the fists. Okay. So another thing I want to talk about is using rage to cancel finisher animations. So normally in Plume of Chaos right here, you're stuck like that for a moment until Kratos gets the blades back. But you can cancel this with any rage. So you can go like that. I didn't realize I had Wrath on, so usually I use Fury or Legacy. So I find it pretty useful to use Legacy like this. Continue the combo like that, or you can do it with the axe. So the dodging to continue a combo string or to shorten the animation of the combo string works with any weapon, including the Blade of Olympus, which you just saw me do. So yeah, now we can go into movement methods. So for movement methods, this is a pretty fast way to move. We're going to be looking at Rushing Chaos, this move. So it's just run and press R1 with the blades. So a nice thing about this move is that we can cancel it with a dodge. So if we just hold sprint and press R1 and then X, we can dodge out of this attack towards like the peak of Kratos' jump. So once Kratos is like in the air at the top of his jump, you should like dodge to move a bit faster. You can also dodge backwards like that, dodge to the side. So yeah, this is a fast way to move. You can also do this with the axe. Or you can charge it up. We can use this move and cancel it with a dodge. To go like this. We're just pressing R1 and X like that. And you can also do the spear like this. Nothing crazy, but it does get you around. And there's also this with the onslaught shield. So to do that, all I'm doing is just doing the shield strike, and then dodging out of it towards the end of that running animation. When Kratos like lifts his shield up, you just dodge. So those are some movement methods for you. Now we can go into the topic of iframes, which are just invincibility frames, where you take no damage. So we get iframes from certain attacks that I will show you guys. So these attacks include evasive attacks, like this, evasive embers, the spear one, and this one with the axe. So during all these moves you get iframes pretty much the moment that we press R1. So as you can see, I don't know if we're supposed to be getting hit or... Yeah, so that was a good example of the iframes. Try it again. So yeah, as you can see, we take no damage once we press R1 to use these attacks. So those are iframes. And we can also get iframes from this attack. Towards the end of the animation, the shield badge gives off iframes. Right there. And the same thing with Guardian Fury, like at the second half of the attack. Right there. We usually get some iframes. So, those are some pretty basic things. So we went over dodging to continue a combo string, and to also shorten the animation of the overall combo. You can also use rage to cancel any finisher. We went over movement methods, and then we went over iframes. So one more basic tip is that you can actually bypass the animation of Kratos taking the weapons off his back as you're changing weapons by performing something called an instant weapon swap. So in order to do an instant weapon swap, you need to press a designated D-pad for whichever weapon you want to use, and then you want to instantly press the runic attack input. So it should look like this. So we're starting with the blades, and then we're going to go to the spear, then the axe, and then back to the blades. So that's instant weapon swapping. It just lets the combat flow a little bit better with runic attack. So yeah, now let's get to the tutorial. Alright guys, welcome to lesson 1. So this lesson will be the axe recall mechanic, and this is basically allowing us to recall the axe during Kratos' barehand attacks. So yeah, so to do this we're going to start with pressing dodge, and then we want to press triangle and R1. So dodge, axe recall, light attack. And you're going to want to be barehand for this obviously. And I'm going to show you a few variations of how you can do this, and then we'll go over what we can do with it. So yeah, so this is the first way to do it. Dodge, triangle, R1. And the interesting thing is that you can do this with every one of Kratos' barehanded attacks. So, you know, you may want to do R1 and then dodge, triangle, R1. So you can do that. You can do R1 twice, and then dodge, triangle, R1. Okay, so there's that. And there's also dodge, triangle, R2. So this is axe recall during Spartan kick. Okay, so yeah, that's the axe recall mechanic, and then now we'll dive into deeper topics regarding that. So something important to note is that you don't have to start in bare hand stance in order to get the axe recall mechanic like this. You can also get it from doing blade attacks. So as you can see, I'm doing blade attacks right here, but if I put the blades away after an attack, I can press triangle R1 like this or I could press triangle R2 for the Spartan kick axe recall. So again, you don't need to start in bare hand, you can also start in blades first. So yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that. Alright guys, so I've spawned an enemy for lesson 2 because we're going to be going over the concept of inertia, which is basically just keeping your momentum during the axe recall mechanic while also attacking an enemy. So to start with this, we're just gonna start with the simple Spartan kick axe recall, just like that. Okay. So now to get inertia from this attack, we're going to want to put the axe away as soon as Kratos does the kick. So you're going to want to press dodge, triangle R2, right D-pad. Okay, just like that. So now, in order to create inertia from this, we're going to have to follow the enemy with an R1 just light attack. So hopefully we can get an example of it now. Let's see. Yep, so there it is. So that's inertia. The Spartan kick version of it. So it's dodge, triangle R2, and immediately put the axe away, and then follow up with the R1 fist attack as soon as your kick hits the enemy. So it might be a little tricky to time. Like I'm not even crazy consistent, but as you can see, we slide with the enemy and we keep the combo going. So yeah, that's Spartan kick inertia. Alright, so for step 2 of inertia, we're going to be looking at a way to do it without the Spartan kick, and instead we're going to be using it through the last hit of the R1 barehand combo. So this punch right here we'll be using it with. So you're going to start with R1, R1, and then you want to do X triangle R1. So R1, R1, dodge triangle R1, there it is. So this is using the axe recall mechanic during that punch. And similar to the Spartan kick version that we just did, you're going to want to put the axe away immediately after Kratos takes it out. So R1, R1, dodge triangle R1, right D-pad. Okay? So again, once Kratos takes out the axe, put it away. So it should look like that. Now to get inertia from this, once we put the axe away, you're going to immediately want to follow up with R1 again, similar to the Spartan kick. So this is what it should look like. Okay, that's it right there. So if you want, try to get consistent at this, as it's pretty basic for bare hand combos, and it'll definitely take you a long way. So definitely try this combo I'm about to show you like 10 times in a row, and once you get it 10 times in a row, you should be good to move on. So yeah. So on the topic of inertia, guys, we're going to be going over a tech called reverse inertia, which my boy Century CZX right here found recently. And listen, this is the most creative God of War player I've seen in this game. You guys got to check out his channel, like too stylish and underrated, bro. So anyways, the reverse inertia tech, to start off, all you want to do is start with the blades and press L2, and then you want to tap R2 on the enemy. So we're going to be doing blazing explosion like this. Okay, so that's step 1, but the next thing you have to do is add a quick turn that the moment that the grapple hits the enemy. So you just want to input quick turn. So So right there, that's all you gotta do. L2R2 plus quick turn, and then the next step is you actually want to grapple the ground near the enemy with R1. So this is what it should look like. So as you can see, we had the enemy slide towards us, and you can also cancel this with a dodge in between, if we can land it. So you can dodge, and they go flying. So there's actually some really cool setups we can do. Something like that. So I'll give you guys a few examples of that. Again, shout out to Sensei for finding this tech, and let's see. Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about how to extend the bare hand combos using the axe recall mechanic. So you want to start off with dodge triangle R1, but you want to press R1 twice, and you have to press it pretty fast, so it should look like this. That's what it should look like. Okay, dodge triangle R1, R1. But you gotta press R1 pretty fast. So I'll show you what I mean on an enemy real quick. We could use this, and once the axe is recalled, you can actually put it away and extend the bare hand combo. So as you can see, we did this into this. So this is a little extension for the bare hand combos. You can also switch weapons during it, like that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's pretty sick, pretty useful, and it'll definitely extend your bare hand combos. So for the next move we're going to be talking about is Guardian Fury, this move right here, but we're going to be incorporating the axe recall mechanic into it, like that. And to do this, you're going to want to input dodge, and then during the middle of the dodge you want to click sprint, and then you want to immediately press triangle and R1. Now it is not easy to do this tech, like it also might be taxing on your controller. So there is a way to do this while having your controls to be hold X to sprint. I have a few friends that do this, and so basically this tech is very useful because you can do anything out of it, like quick turn, you can dodge, you can attack, you can hold triangle to charge the axe, and you can switch weapons like this, or even to the blades or the spear, and yeah, you can dodge, block, parry, whatever out of it. So it is not an easy tech to master, but it is very, very useful in my opinion. So I actually have a in-depth guide on just Guardian Fury, And so I'll leave that video right here, and if you're interested, you can check that out. Alright guys, so I thought I should throw this into lesson 2 because it has to do with the bare hand combat. So we're going to be discussing the Pride of the Frost shortcut. So Pride of the Frost is this move right here. It's that heavy axe finisher. This is the Pride of the Frost shortcut. Okay, so as you can see, we didn't even have to swing the axe prior to doing Pride of the Frost. So to do this shortcut, you're going to want to start with your fists out. So you do, with your fist, you want to press R1 twice, and then you want to press dodge and triangle. Okay, R1, R1, dodge, triangle. So you want to press triangle like pretty much immediately after you dodge, okay? So in order to get the Pride of the Frost from that point, as soon as you hear that little clicking noise that the axe makes once it reaches Kratos' hand, you want to press R2 at that very moment. So basically what you're doing is pressing R2 as soon as the axe enters Kratos' hand. You should hear it a little bit. You could wear headphones to help that. Or you could just look at the axe. Like the moment that the axe enters Kratos' hand, you want to press R2 at pretty much the same time. So that's the part of the Frost shortcut. As you can see, it did a Spartan kick instead. So that if you press R2 too early, you'll get the Spartan kick. And if you press it too late, you can get like a regular axe R2 like that. But if you press it right as soon as the axe enters Kratos' hand, you can get the Pride of the Frost shortcut. So that's what I wanted to showcase there. You can also, I do this a lot in my live streams, you can also quick turn out of Pride of the Frost. And to do this, this was in God of War 2018, but they kind of removed the aspect from this game. Okay, so you can quick turn right there, but a fast way to quick turn out of that is, I'm using the Onslaught shield right now. This can work with other shields as well, but I have an easier time using the Onslaught shield while timing it. So to quick turn from Pride of the Frost, what you want to do is as soon as Pride of the Frost is about to hit, as soon as the axe is about to hit the ground, like right at the end of the attack, you want to implement Shield Strike, and then you want to implement Quick Turn like immediately after. So that is in God of War 2018, but all you have to do in that game is just press Quick Turn instead of Shield Strike Quick Turn. So we have to implement Shield Strike because that can cancel the Pride of the Frost, like right as soon as the axe is about to hit the ground, and then we can immediately Quick Turn out of the Shield Strike. So that's how that works. Alright guys, so if you've mastered that Pride of the Frost shortcut timing with the R2 timing right there, if you've got that consistently down over and over again, I think you'll have a considerably easy time learning this next tech. So this next tech is going to be pretty much the same thing, the same timing, but instead of the R2 finisher, we're going to be doing the R1 finisher like this. And the wave that you see at the end of the combo, that right there is going to grant us inertia. So we're going to be needing the Stonecutter's knob in order to do this tech. And in order to gain inertia from it, let me show you how it's done. So you're going to want to do the Pride of the Frost inputs, right? R1, R1, dodge, triangle. And instead of pressing R2 when the axe enters Kratos' hand or his palm, instead of pressing R2, you're going to want to press R1 and right on the D-pad simultaneously. So this should bring out the slicing finish while also leaving our hands out instead of the axe. Okay, as I'm mistiming it. So with this tech right here, the slicing finish, we can actually get inertia on enemies just by punching them. So, and I know there's been a lot of inertia just randomly in the beginning of this tutorial, and I'm just getting it out of the way because this is the Barehand section of the guide, and inertia is honestly huge in this game, and you guys might be confusing them up like I am right now, like doing that instead of this and whatever. There's so many different timings, so I'll give you guys a nice combo example. On the topic of combo finishers and shortcuts, there's actually one more that we need to add to the list, and this will be using the spear. So actually, if you can do the R1 wave inertia right here, you'll have an easy time doing this. So instead of pressing right D-pad in this tech right here, put the axe away, you want to press down D-pad and then triangle. So it should look like this. So that's if you time it right. And then all you need to do after that is press R1 or R2 for a combo finisher. And this tech is actually very useful, especially if you have a spear pinned into the enemy like that. And if you have this right here, with that will add the concussive wave to the R2 spear combo. This tech is so good, and it was found by my boy Sahara Mori. You should definitely check him out. He's another tech analyst, God of War player, and he actually has around like double the time I have on this game, so you should definitely check him out. And so I'll show you guys what's up with these R1 wave combo techs. So one final thing I want to leave you guys with for this lesson is something pretty important for the rest of the video. So during any of the axe recall attacks while you're barehanded, so for example we'll use the Spartan kick. During this you can actually switch weapons, like to the blades, And if you're quick enough, you can grapple like this. And as the grapple comes out, you can also switch to the spear. Like that, you just press down D-pad to take it out. And you can also switch to bare hand like that, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of possibilities to like change up like how your combo looks. So we went over the Spartan kick axe recall weapon switching. You can also do it during Guardian Fury, like try to do it now. Yep, so there's that. You get like a slow-mo spear throw right there. And you can also do it during the extended bare hand combo I showcased. This one right here. So I'll show you what that looks like. So to do that, you want to switch the blades right after the first punch connects, right there. As soon as the second punch starts, you want to switch weapons. So that's how you can change weapon skins during the axe recall mechanic. Again, you can do it with the Spartan kick, Guardian Fury. You can also, you don't have to grapple, you can also do blazing explosion, like that. Like that. So yeah, you can get pretty creative with that, like change your weapon skins and all that. So I wanted to show you guys that for the end of lesson 2 because, you know, it's not really complex to do and it looks pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Alright guys, so for lesson 3 we're going to be adding a heavy throw or a light throw to the axe recall mechanic from lesson 1. So I'd say the easiest way to start learning this is by doing the Spartan kick axe recall. So dodge, triangle, R2. And then just add a heavy throw to the mix. Like that. Dodge, triangle, R2, L2, R2. So that's like the easiest way to start learning it. And now I'll show you like the second easiest way to do it. So you want to start with R1 and then dodge, triangle, R1. So you'll do this. And all you're going to want to do after you press R1 for the second, this attack right here, you want to add L2 and R2. So R1, dodge, triangle, R1. And immediately after you press R1 for the second time, you press L2, R2. So like this. So again, R1, dodge, triangle, R1, L2, R2. Now, you could do this also with the final hit of the bare hand combo. And you can also do this with the first hit of the bare hand combo. But the first two methods are the easiest ways to learn. And I recommend you do this once you've mastered the others. So start with this. This should be fine to learn. And then once you get that down, move on to this. And then you can start learning this. Because this is like the hardest way to do it, but it's you guys can do it for sure. Just keep practicing, and yeah. Alright guys, so I started a new game because I wanted to showcase that you can actually do Frost Awaken 3 on the Axe skill tree without even unlocking it at the start of a new game. So we're going to be using the Axe Recall mechanic and a heavy throw like the previous tutorial, like that, in lesson 3. And all we're going to want to do after the L2, R2 heavy throw is hold triangle. So this actually activates Frost while we're recalling the axe due to us holding triangle. So yeah, we don't even have to unlock the skill to use it, we can just use the tech. And this was one of the first tech found in the game, if not the first. So yeah, I just wanted to fill you guys in on that. Okay, so we're going to be going over Returning Storm tech now. So this is regular Returning Storm. To do it, you press L1 and R2. But we want the cancel version of it, the tech version. So we're going to be doing the axe recall mechanic, including a heavy throw, like this. And as soon as Kratos throws the axe, you want to press L1, L2, and R2. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, you guys should learn it. The easiest way is going like this, or like this. And so there's some benefits to this tech as well, as we can dodge, block, or parry, and also quick turn out of it, and we can also weapon swap. So I'll show you. In order to weapon swap during it, we have to be at the peak of Kratos' jump like this. So yeah, we can switch the blades, the spear, or even the fist. And you can also do Vengeful Sickle during this. Like that. We just hold L2 and then R1 at the peak of Kratos' jump. And that can combo the enemy. You can also do a light throw. You can quick turn, block, parry, weapon swap. So returning storm tech is actually very useful because we can do all of these things rather than just like being stuck in this animation and waiting to get out of it. We can just do this, dodge, continue our combo, etc. So yeah, this is one of the easier techs in this game to time that involves a heavy axe throw out of the axe recall mechanic. So don't be scared to learn this. It's really not hard and anybody here can do it. So yeah. Okay, so I wanted to showcase that we can also do Inertia from Returning Storm. So in order to do this, you want to do Returning Storm tech and then switch to Barehand. And you have to be also pretty much touching the enemy to do this. So there's the Inertia from Returning Storm. Again, you have to switch to Barehand and then immediately follow it with R1, but you have to be touching the enemy in order to gain the Inertia. So just like that. Alright, so something interesting about the axe recall mechanic is we can actually do Serpent Snare, this move, while including a heavy throw into the axe recall mechanic. So just remember that this move actually only works with this punch, not the Spartan kick, not the second attack in the Barehand string, or the third, only the first. And in order to achieve this, all you need to do is hold R2 when you do this. Just hold R2, that's all you gotta do. And then you want to release R2 the moment that the first hit of Serpent Snare would hit. So something cool is that you can also recall the axe during this, and you can make kind of like a long-range axe cleave. And as you can see, you can actually do tech out of this as well, like the Returning Storm. So this should just benefit you guys, and you know, it's actually pretty cool doing it from long range, kind of similar to 2018. As in 2018 there is a teleport axe cleave move. Okay, I'm messing up the timing, that's if you do it too early. So you can even mix in light throws and whatever you kind of like, so yeah. Okay guys, so now we're going to be looking at the Returning Whirlwind Cancel. So this move right here, it says press L1 and R1 while barehanded, and we can press R1 again to follow up with the attack. So this is what it normally looks like. We can go like this. So now we're going to be looking at the cancel version, so it's kind of similar to Returning Storm like this. Besides, instead of pressing L1, L2, and R2, we're going to want to press L1, L2, and R1. So you're going to want to start with the axe recall mechanic, and then you want to press L1, L2, and R1. Like this. So this is a Returning Whirlwind Cancel. Forward inputs again, you do axe recall mechanic, and once the axe is thrown in front of Kratos, you want to press L1, L2, and R1. So this should initiate the attack. Now we can follow up with even more Returning Whirlwind Cancels. But like this. So all I'm doing is I'm pressing L2 and R2 to throw the axe. Once Kratos' spin initiates, right here. Pressing L2, R2 right there. So let's do it again. L2, R2. L2, R2. L2, R2. L2, R2. So that's the basic returning whirlwind cancel. We can also chain this with light throws to finish the attack. To go like this. So I'll show you what that looks like. So all I did there was instead of doing a heavy throw during the spin, I did a light throw and then I pressed triangle, L2 and R2 pretty fast. Triangle, L2, R2. So we can do returning whirlwind into returning storm and it looks pretty cool. Whoa, okay. You can also do infinite returning whirlwind. Okay, so there's like some things we can do here. As you can see, now we're chaining it all together. So returning whirlwind and returning storm kind of go together, even in the base game. So yeah, I wanted to showcase that because that's another important move. So yeah, now we can move on. So one thing I failed to mention about the returning whirlwind cancel is that we can actually switch weapons during it, right here. So once Kratos goes like right there during the cancel, we can switch weapons right here. So one thing also is that if we switch to the spear, we can actually press R1 at the right time and finish the animation like that. So it's like a cool animation right there. You can also switch to the blaze and do a grapple attack. You can switch to the fist. So yeah, you guys see my point. There's a lot of stuff we can do with this cancel. And yeah, I wanted to showcase this move right here as well. The spear finisher for the returning whirlwind cancel. Shout out to So. That's spelled S-O-H on YouTube. He's one of my good old friends from God of War community, and I saw that one of his combo videos a long time ago, and you know, it just looks really nice. So yeah, I want to throw that out there. Alright guys, so now we're going to be implementing the light throw into the axe recall mechanic. So what we're going to start with is just dodge triangle R1. And then what you're going to want to add into that is a light throw. So we want to do dodge triangle R1, L2 R1. So once you guys get the motion of this, like once you get comfortable doing this, with the timing and all that, we can move on to this. So all I did there was dodge triangle R1, L2 R1 for the light throw, but I'm just holding R1, and this should bring out Glacial Rake and Vengeful Sickle at the same time. So that's a nice combo starter, or you know, you can do this mid combo as well. But it's pretty simple to do. It's really not hard, and I think you guys can definitely pull it off. So another thing we can add to this during that move is we can hold triangle. Okay, yeah. So I'm holding triangle now, and now the axe is charged. So we can hit the enemy with this. Just like that. So just hold triangle while doing this. And there you go. So you can get Frost Awaken from that. So I'll go over it one more time. So it's dodge, triangle, R1. And then we add a light throw like that up to R1. And then we just hold R1. Just like that. And then to charge the axe, we just hold triangle like during that. So we can, the thing is that we can hold triangle during any of the barehand attacks for that. So we can only do this move right here, Vengeful Sickle and Glacial Rake like that, in the first barehand hit, just like this. We can't do it during this. As you can see, it just nothing happens. But we can hold triangle during that instead. So we can go like this. So yeah, keep that in mind. We can hold triangle during the second axe recall hit. But we can only do this, the Glacial Rake Vengeful Sickle version, in the first hand of the barehand axe recall mechanic. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to go over with that. Remember, you can hold triangle for the axe frost recall. And yeah, that's really it, guys. Alright guys, welcome to lesson 4. So we're going to be taking a break from axe throws, and now we're going to be looking at weapon swaps and frozen ascent or frozen breach weapon swaps. So yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, so to get started on the weapon swaps, you're going to want to know that during the axe recall mechanic, which is just dodge, triangle, R1, Kratos kind of pauses for a second with his shield out, and then his shield goes away. So during this point, if we put the axe away, it kind of just disappears. So we want that animation, we want that timing, okay? So once you get that down, kind of understand like where we're going with this. So at that point where Kratos' weapon kind of disappears when you put it away, instead of putting the weapon away, you want to do an attack. So like that or something, just R2 with the axe. So to weapon swap, we're going to do this, and then immediately after you press R2 with the axe, you want to change weapons to like the blades or the spear or whatever. So it should look like this. Okay, so that's a weapon swap. All we did was this, but with the blades on as a skin. And so yeah, we got to take advantage of the point where Kratos kind of pauses in his axe recall mechanic, and then you want to attack and switch weapons immediately. So it should look like that, okay? So I'll put some examples on screen of what else we can do with it. Okay guys, so now we're going to go for the Frozen Ascent and the Frozen Breach weapon swap. So the same rules apply. We're going to want to do dodge, triangle, R1, and then R2, and then weapon swap, like that. But we're just going to have the axe frozen this time, like this, okay? So this works for Frozen Breach, which is this move, and this works for Frozen Ascent, which is this move. So let's try Frozen Breach first. So as you can see, I have the blades out. We can also do the spear. And then we can do Frozen Ascent. And then we can do it with the blades too, or even barehand. So I think you guys get it. Like, the point of weapon swapping is that, one, it looks cool, and two, you can change weapons mid-attack, and it just allows you to keep the combo going. So yeah, that's really it for Frozen Ascent and Frozen Breach weapon swapping. As you can see, it's pretty nice and it looks cool. I like it with the spear. I like the Frozen Ascent, the spear version, like that. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's really it. Let's move on. Alright guys, so we're going to be going over Axe Runic Cancels right now. So I think the easiest way to learn an Axe Runic Cancel is by starting with the Spartan Kick Axe Recall. So you're going to want to go, like, you're going to want to press dodge, triangle, R2, okay? And once Kratos gets the axe in his hand, you want to implement a heavy throw. Just like that. So L2 and R2 right there. Okay, so this is the easiest way to learn with the Spartan Kick again. So once you implement the heavy throw, all you're going to want to do is also implement a runic attack. So I'm going to do this with the heavy throw, and then as I'm pressing the heavy throw inputs, I'm going to press L1 and R2 for a heavy runic attack. So that's a runic cancel right there. It's not super useful when you do it like that, but it is better if you recall the axe with triangle, like that. Then you can dodge, quick turn, do anything you want pretty much out of it. Like that. So that's for Ivaldi's Anvil. Again, the Spartan Kick is probably the easiest method to learn Runic Cancels with, but due to the axe recall mechanic being so crucial to all of this, we can also implement Runic Cancels by doing it into the bare hand attacks like this. So, as you can see, any bare hand axe recall mechanic can implement a Runic Cancel. So now I'm going to show you something with Hell's Touch Runic Cancels. So, as you can see in like the middle of the screen, it says further increases stun inflicted and enables a follow-up burst by quickly pressing R1 again. Okay, so this might be a little tricky to learn at first, but basically this is saying if you do a Hell's Touch and press R1 twice, it'll do this. So that second hit right there, we can actually include with a Runic Cancel. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. Basically you want to do the Runic Cancel with Hell's Touch, and you want to keep pressing triangle and also keep pressing R1 so that attack comes out. Okay, so that's Hell's Touch Runic Cancel. So basically, any axe runic attack can be runic cancelled. Breath of Fire is a really clean example. I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see, we can move freely during Breath of Fire with this, and let's check out another light runic attack. Let's see. This is also nice. Wrath of the Frost Ancient, I can show you a tech with that. Winter's Bite is fine too. So I'll show you something with Wrath of the Frost Ancient Runic Cancel that 2Number9 actually found, which is another God of War YouTuber you should check out. So I'll show you a little technique he figured out with this. So we're going to Runic Cancel Wrath of the Frost Ancient, and then we're going to do a Hyperion pull with the blades like this. Okay? So right there is we can actually grapple the enemy from really far away due to. So this is due to the fact that Wrath of the Frost Ancient as a runic attack. So as you can see, that ice beam is obviously hitting the enemy. So this hitbox collides with the Runic Cancel, and it collides with the Hyperion Pole hitbox as well, with the blades. So this is Hyperion Pole, and if I'm making any sense right now, what I'm trying to say is the hitboxes of Wrath of the Frost Ancient Runic Cancel can be combined with another attack like Hyperion Pole for a long distance pull. So yeah, so that's 2 number 9s flying Kratos with the Frost Ancient Runic Cancel. Let's see another axe runic attack we can use. Let's see, Leviathan's Roar is pretty cool. So I'll show you a nice runic cancel we can do with this. So a runic cancel, as you can see, basically allows us to freely move during a runic attack, or even switch weapons, or just throw the axe in general. So I'll show you another thing we can do with this. So as you can see, I switched to blades that time. So yeah, there's tons of, like, almost endless possibilities that we can do with axe runic cancels. So basically you guys get the gist. I'll show you this one too. It's not really important, like that crucial to learn, but basically through certain runic cancels like that, and we can also use Hell's Touch again, it keeps the axe recall mechanic going if you're quick enough to time it. So if we do Hell's Touch runic cancel, okay, I messed up there, but I'll do it now. So basically, if we get the axe back quick enough, we can implement anything from there, including the axe recall mechanic. So another thing for Ivaldi's Anvil is that right here it says unlocks an additional follow-up attack by pressing R2 after the initial slam. So all this is right here. So we can implement that through a runic cancel. I'll show you how we do it. So all I did there was recall the axe after I threw it, and then I let go of pretty much all the buttons, and then I quickly pressed L2 and R2 to get the heavy throw ready and implement this attack right here, the R2 after the initial slam. So the heavy throw pretty much activates that second slam, and we can just keep on going with that. So that's axe runic cancels for you. I hope I explained it decent enough. You know, there's tons of possibilities, as you saw. We got the Frost Ancient Hyperion Pole. Scaldi's Edge doesn't really do much for runic cancel. You could try that on your own. There's still like things people are finding with this. So yeah, I hope you guys understand the point of this. So now we can move on to blade runic cancels and also spear runic cancels. So yeah, let's go. So one more thing about axe runic cancels that's pretty important. You don't actually have to throw the axe during the runic cancel. You could just hold L2 and R2 when you get the axe recall mechanic right here. You can just hold L2 and R2 while you're doing the runic attack, and you just don't have to throw the axe like that or like that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So that kind of works differently with other runic attacks. So yeah, go experiment with that, and I'll show you a clip which might help you get some better understanding of axe runic cancels and what you can do overall with them. Alright guys, so for the blade runic cancels, it's going to be similar to everything we've done, meaning that we're using the axe recall mechanic. So we can do it like that, we can do it like this, or we can use the Spartan kick. So to start off, we're going to be using Nemean Crush, because this is probably the easiest way to learn in my opinion for the blade runic cancels. So just start off with the axe recall mechanic like that, and as soon as the axe goes in front of Kratos after he throws it, like right there, you want to press left D-pad and runic attack. So left D-pad for the blades and then runic attack. So it should look like that. For Nemean Crush, if you can tell you've done the runic cancel by the blades would seem a little bit lower on Kratos' wrist, like down here. See what I mean? So if you get the correct timing, that should be what it looks like. Now the next step would be to recall the axe. So we're going to press right D-pad. Okay, so that was it, but we didn't time it right. So I'll try to call the axe back a bit faster. So there we go. So that's Nemean Crush for the blade runic cancel, remember? All we gotta do is throw the axe recall mechanic, press left D-pad, and immediately runic attack. And then you have to time pressing the right D-pad to call the axe back. So through blade runic cancels, we can also do axe runic cancels. So I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see, we chained Nemean Crush with Hell's Touch, and then did Returning Storm cancel after that. So I'm going to show you guys another Blades runic cancel we can use, which is Meteoric Slam. If you've been in my streams, you've seen me use this plenty of times. This can stun enemies when you just do a regular runic attack. Like, see how that it gave off like a shockwave at the start and it stunned the enemy. So runic canceling this is really useful. Like, hold on. So you can quick turn out of it, you can dodge out of it, and it'll just stun enemies. If you time it properly, your cooldown should not be used. You can just do it like a lot of times in battle. So this is really good for bosses, even for juggling enemies. You know what I mean? So I'll show you the regular runic cancel for that. Right D-pad right there. So this allows us to attack during the Meteoric Slam. You want to press right D-pad a little bit later during the animation because Kratos kind of dips down right there. So again, you can do light axe throws during blade runic cancels as well. So I don't know if you saw what we kind of did for a second. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty useful. We can just attack during the blade runic attacks. Next, I'll show you Tartarus Rage. We just gotta wait a second for it to cool down. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, Tartarus Rage. So, the thing with this runic attack is we can hold R2 during this, and Kratos does like a flip. So I'll show you what that looks like. So we're gonna be doing that, but in a blade runic cancel. Okay, I'll show you guys how. So, okay, is this cooled down yet? Yes. Oh wait, no. Okay. So now we're gonna start off by doing the blade runic cancel, right? And you want to hold R2 right there. Okay. So as you can see, I did this with light axe throws. So okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this properly. So we throw the axe, and then we do the runic attack, right? Hold on. I'm holding R2, and after the first slam that Kratos does with the Tartarus Rage, while you're holding R2, you can press right D-pad to call the axe back. Now this will initiate, if you're still holding R2, this will initiate the flip. So right D-pad, and then you can throw the axe. You can do a heavy throw, or you can do a light throw. I like to do a light throw because it's more stylish. And so yeah, I really like Tartarus Rage runic cancel. Definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, so that's it for the Blade Runic Cancel, I think. I mainly showed off heavy runic attacks because they're more useful for runic canceling rather than some of the light runic attacks, but you can also do runic cancels with any of these. I'll show you guys Helios Flare because it has like a unique property to it. So when we runic cancel Helios Flare, we can actually like attack during when the fireball is coming out. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I did this attack during it, but I didn't time it fast enough to have the fireball come back out. So as you can see, it's a little weird. We can move during it, like we can like switch weapons and call the axe back. Like it's weird, and the fireball like goes back and forth sometimes. Like it's a little weird, but maybe I'll make a video on this like on its own sometime once we put more work into it. So I guess that's about it really for Blade Runic Cancels. This Flames of Anguish is pretty good, but it's a bit tricky to time. To call the axe back during it, you have to be pretty fast. So yeah, you guys see it. Go try this. Blade Runic Cancel is not that hard. And so now we can go over the Spear Runic Cancels. Okay guys, so now that you know how to do the axe and blade runic cancels, we can move on to the spear. So the same principle applies from the blades runic cancel. We're going to start off with the axe recall mechanic. And as soon as the axe is in front of Kratos, we're going to press down D-pad for the spear and then runic. So we're going to be using Honor of the Fallen for this example. And I'll show you what that looks like. So down D-pad runic. So if you get the right timing, this is what Kratos should look like. It's like a little squatting position. So all you need to do from there, once you get that position, is press right D-pad for the axe. Okay, we messed up there. The timing was a little late, but we'll try it again. So right D-pad, and then I finished it with a light throw, just to keep the enemy in the air. You can also do a heavy throw into whatever. You know, as you can see, you can do whatever from there. So that's it for Honor of the Fallen. It's a pretty simple runic cancel, but it's very nice. I like it a lot. So now we can move on to Artillery of the Ancients. So this one might be easier to time the axe recall, because, you know, the animation's a lot slower. So yeah, Artillery of the Ancients is nice. You know, all the spears raining down, you get the axe, and then you can do that. You can just hold the axe and do another runic cancel or whatever. So that's it really. I don't have all the heavy runic attacks for the spear. I'm missing one, I think. So I mean, the Windstorm is also valid. This is a good runic cancel as well. Try it. Right D-pad. Okay, so as you see, we did that, and it was pretty chill. I like that. So, that's really it for the heavy runics. And we can move on to Hold Your Charge. So this runic cancel is pretty cool. It's like, kind of looks like a flying punch almost. So I messed up the timing for the axe recall for this one. I'm not very good at it, but it is nice to do. I'm messing it up, but, you know. Honestly, I'm not very good with the Hold Your Charge runic cancel. I don't really... Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. So, You know, well, you can do whatever you want with that. You can try it out. I think I just need to press L2 and R2. Yeah, I don't really know, but you're able to do it with the hold your charge. It works. I'm just not good at it. You know, practice, see if you can do it. But yeah, that's really it. I'm not very good with the mountain splitter runic cancel either. You can also do thrust of 1,000 soldiers. This works very well. So yeah, I think you guys get it. You guys know how to do runic cancels now. Again, we went over these attacks. Hold your charge is good. I'm not very good at it. So yeah, I'll do Honor of the Fallen again. So as you can see, that was a pretty nice combo. We just finished it with the light throw to keep him up in the air. So yeah, I think you guys get it. So now we can move on. Okay guys, so for the final part of lesson 5, we're going to be looking at chaining runic cancels together. So it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just doing runic cancels one after another in like the same combo sequence. So in order to do this, we're going to start off with the blades. We're going to hit Nemean Crush runic cancel. And then once we call the axe back and it's in our hand, I'm going to be holding L2 and R2 to get ready for to keep the axe recall mechanic going like this during the runic attack. So once we get that, I'm going to throw the axe and then immediately do Honor of the Fallen runic cancel. And then we're going to throw the axe again after that and hit one of these axe runic cancels. I'll change this to Evolve the Anvil. So let's try it. Okay, axe recall, holding L2 R2, Honor of the Fallen. Now holding L2 R2, and you know, there's what chaining runic cancels looks like. We can also do this with other runic attacks as well. This is just, I think you guys could start off with this sequence because it's pretty good. It's a simpler way to do it. Meteoric Slam is also pretty simple to like keep the runic chain going. Tartarus Rage also works. I'm going to show you guys Meteoric Slam. So how it works. So, alright. If you want to do an axe runic cancel while chaining runic cancels together, it's just like doing a regular axe runic cancel. So once the axe is in your hand like this, after like a blade runic attack, once you recall the axe, you just want to hold L2 R2 and then just, you know, press one of the runic attacks. So again, I'll show you guys here. Okay, I messed up there. Let me just get the axe back. So now right D-pad, holding L2 R2, and hitting that runic button. Okay, so I hope you guys get the idea. You know, we're chaining runic attacks by having the axe recall mechanic be active during the runic cancel, and then implementing the runics. Okay, so again, it's, you know, you can start off with blades or spear runic cancel, and then move on to the axe, and then move on to whatever else weapons you want. So there are some videos of people doing this, chaining like every runic together. You know, it's pretty cool. It does a lot of damage on bosses. And yeah, so that's chaining runic cancels. That should be the end of lesson 5. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and let's keep moving. Alright guys, welcome to lesson 6. So in this lesson we're going to be going over the Flame Whiplash stance and the Flame Whiplash cancel and how it can lead into many other tech. So yeah, let's get started. So what Flame Whiplash cancel is, I'm going to explain now. So we're going to go back to the fundamentals of this whole tutorial. We're just going to start with dodge triangle R1. So just like this, or you can go like this. Okay, so dodge triangle R1, any of the barehand attacks work. So I normally just go like this, okay? Now, when you do this, Kratos kind of pauses for a second, you kind of stand still right there, like right here, okay? So now, if you try switching weapons during this, at this point, what should happen is the weapons should teleport into Kratos' hand like that, to just kind of appear there. So get used to this timing, try to figure this out. Because this is important to like many cancels in the game that we're going to be doing moving forward. So now, to achieve the Flame Whiplash cancel, get this timing down, okay? And now, what you're going to want to do is press dodge triangle R1, okay? And you're going to want to press right D-pad and then left D-pad like this, okay? So as you can see, the weapons kind of glitch out. So I usually press right D-pad, left D-pad, but you can also press down D-pad and then left D-pad. So you can go like this, or you can go like this. Okay, I just use right D-pad because that's just what I'm used to. So now, for the Flame Whiplash cancel, to achieve this, we're going to want to do what we just did. So dodge triangle R1, right D-pad, left D-pad, and then you're going to want to press triangle R1 with the blade for that, and then you're going to want to press right D-pad immediately after. So this is what it should look like. Okay, I messed up there, but okay, that's what it is. Okay, dodge triangle R1, right D-pad, and then left D-pad, triangle R1, right D-pad. Okay, so this is the Flame Whiplash cancel. Now this is important because we can also get the axe recall mechanic from this, like right there. You can also do a light throw, get the axe recall mechanic. You can do Runic Cancels from this. That wasn't a Runic Cancel, but there's one. Okay, so now that you know what the Flame Whiplash stance is, I'm going to show you guys what else you can do with it. So to start off, something I should just throw out there, you can also do this tech with Scorched Earth instead of Scorched Sweep. So you can press dodge triangle R1, right D-pad, left D-pad, and then triangle R2 if you like. I can put it on accident, but yeah, that's what I mean. So you can go like this. But I usually just stick to dodge triangle R1, right D-pad, left D-pad, triangle R1. I don't usually do Scorched Earth, I just do Scorched Sweep. So, from Scorched Sweep, you don't have to switch back to the axe. You could switch to the spear, okay? Now, with the spear, when you switch to it like this, we can actually do a slow-mo spear detonation, like this. Okay? So, all you want to do is get the Flame Whiplash cancel, like this. And then once you have the spear out, like once you switch the spear, you want to immediately throw it. And then once you throw it, you will want to immediately hold triangle, like this. Okay, you don't have to do a quick turn, that's just what I'm doing, but that's the slow-mo spear detonation. And this happens because pretty much you can think of it as the axe recall mechanic, but for the spear itself instead of the axe. So we can do two animations at once due to the Flame Whiplash cancel and keeping that momentum going through switching weapons. So like I said, it's kind of like the axe recall mechanic, but for the spear. This works. The axe, the spear, you can do you can chain runics out of it, Runic Cancels I mean. So yeah, that's the Flame Whiplash stance and the Flame Whiplash cancel. Again, you can do Runic Cancels out of it. You can do the slow-mo spear detonation. Now I'm going to show you guys a different kind of tech with the Flame Whiplash stance. So yeah, let's check this out. Okay guys, so we're going to be taking the Flame Whiplash stance one step forward by adding in Hyperion Pull instead of Scorch Sweep, okay? So, we're going to be doing Dodge, Triangle R1, right D-pad, left D-pad, and right after you press left D-pad, you want to input Hyperion Pull like this. So it should look like this, or like this. Kratos should do the Hyperion Pull twice, like that. That's how you know you got the timing right, okay? Make sure he does 2 Hyperion Pulls like this. Okay? So that's how you know you got the timing right. So now once you get that, we can actually switch weapons during this, okay? So once the blades go out in front of Kratos, you can actually press right D-pad to take out the axe like this. Okay? Now, due to this, we can also throw the axe like this. Okay? We can throw the axe, do a heavy throw, or we can do a light throw like this. Okay? So after I press right D-pad, for the light throw, I'm holding L2 after I press right D-pad, and then I'm kind of spamming R1 just so I can get the guaranteed throw, like this. Okay? And with the heavy axe throw, we can do a Runic Cancel out of it. Like that, okay? So, what I just explained was that we can do Runic Cancels through the Hyperion Pull because of the Flame Whiplash stance, or we can also switch to the Spear, okay? And through the Spear, we can also do the slow-mo detonation. So I'll show you what that looks like. So it's kind of the same as the light axe throw, besides we're going to be holding triangle immediately after we throw the Spear. So again, I'll go over this one more time. So we do Flame Whiplash stance, right D-pad, left D-pad. Then you want to input Hyperion Pull, and then during the Hyperion Pull, we can switch weapons. Okay, so I press down D-pad to switch to the Spear, and then I press L2 and R1 to throw it, and as soon as I throw the Spear, I'm going to hold triangle for the slow-mo. That was a failure. So as you can see, we got the slow-mo Spear detonation. It's a really smooth combo. And again, we can also do light axe throw during this instead, or we can do axe Runic Cancels. So that's what I wanted to convey in this. I really like the grapple tech, and the slow-mo Spear detonation is a great addition to this pull. So yeah, hope you guys have fun with that, and now we can move on. Alright guys, so now we're going to be going over the Blazing Explosion tech. So it's pretty much the same thing as the Hyperion Pull tech that we just went over, but it's going to be L2 and R2 instead of L2, R1. So I'll go over the steps again. So we're going to enter Flame Whiplash stance by pressing Dodge, Triangle, R1, right D-pad, left D-pad. And then what you're going to want to do from there is press L2 and R2, and then right D-pad, like this. So this will have Blazing Explosion occur, but we'll have the axe in our hand as well. So from there, you can do any Runic Cancel you like, or you can just throw the axe. So we can do Runic Cancels out of the Blazing Explosion tech. We can also chain it like this. So as you can see, I did multiple Blazing Explosion attacks together. So in order to chain these attacks, it's kind of similar to chaining Runic Cancels, whereas you need to call the axe back in order to get the axe recall mechanic back active. So I'll show you guys again. Left D-pad. Okay, hold on. So Blazing Explosion, throw the axe, left D-pad, L2R2, and then immediately right D-pad. So if you want, you can practice this just on the ground. So as you can see, I did a few of them there. You can also use this move right here during it, right here. It's kind of hard to land that one, but it looks really smooth if you do it. I do have a clip doing this move in a combo. I'll put that like on the screen or something. I'll put it at the corner or whatever. But yeah, so that's a Blazing Explosion tech. You can chain them together, and it looks really cool. You can also chain it with the pole. So yeah, that's a pretty fire combo right there. I love the tech. It just keeps going. You can just keep chaining it. It looks so fire. So again, you can do any Runic Cancel if you want, any you know, Returning Storm, whatever. So yeah, hope you guys like that tech. It is very fun. I do recommend trying it. And yeah. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be going over something I like to call the shotgun tech. So I'll show you what it looks like. So as you can see, we're combining Gale Force, this move, with a heavy axe throw. So in order to do it, as you can see, we need to enter Flame Whiplash stance. And then we're going to want to press right D-pad and then down D-pad. So it should do the Gale Force thing twice, similar to the Hyperion grapple, when we were learning that in the first step, in like lesson 1 for this. So once you do that, you're going to want to press right D-pad. And it should, if you do it properly, it should combine the weapons. So as you can see, you can look at my controller, I'll do it again. I'm holding L2R2 the entire time because Gale Force and a heavy axe throw both require it. So I'm just holding L2R2 right after I press down D-pad. And then right after I press that, I press right D-pad. So that's the shotgun tech. I like to call that one shotgun tech because, you know, it sends the enemy flying from like right up close. So you can also time an axe, like you can charge the axe during this if you time it right. I can't really time it properly all the time, but it is possible to hold triangle during this. I think I messed it up. I almost did it. Or not. So, okay, we'll move on from that. So, another tech surrounding this Gale Force input is, it's called Scorching Force. I recently made it in one of my videos. So, I'll show you what that looks like. So that's the Scorching Force tech, or you call it the Flamethrower tech, whatever you want. So to do the Flamethrower tech, it's kind of similar to the shotgun tech, but instead we're going to be switching to the blades instead of the axe. So it should look like that, now that you have the blades out. So once you get the blades out right there, you're going to want to press or hold triangle in order to charge the blades like this. I usually press it let's see if we can hold it. Okay, so you can. But pressing it is obviously much faster. So, once we do this... Well, let me just get this guy out of here. Once you do this, you want to hold or tap triangle really fast. You can do this move. But I like to do this move with R1. So it kind of pushes the enemy. Hold on, what rage do we have on? I'm going to switch this to show you guys what we can do with it. You can also do many things from this, but I'll show you what I like to do. Alright, guy. So yeah, it's a pretty clean like combo starter, or you could do it mid-combo. I'll show you another thing you can do with it. You can connect it with Helios Flare. Alright, this Draugr, bro. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. So yeah, you guys can experiment with that. You got the Shotgun tech. And you got the Scorching Force tech. Okay, that was not what we wanted. Like the flamethrower. So yeah, that's Gale Force. Like you can kind of play with Gale Force during the Flame Whiplash stance. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Implement that into some of your combos, and yeah, now we can move on. So for another cool Whiplash or Pause stance combo, we can actually do the Blades R2, but with our bare hands out instead. And in order to do this, we're going to want to do the axe recall mechanic plus left D-pad, like that. So once the blades are out, you actually want to press R2 for the slam and left D-pad simultaneously. So it should be the pause stance into blades R2 barehand. And actually we can keep going into more Whiplash combos like this. So I'll show you guys what this looks like. So as you can see, I did this attack afterwards. So I'll show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to be showing you guys one more pause or Whiplash stance that we can do, which is going to be using the spear throw and the blades grapple at the same time, like this. And in order to do this, all we need to do is do the axe recall mechanic, like this. And then we need to press right D-pad, and then we're going to want to press down D-pad, plus a spear throw, but you want to hold R1. So it should look like that. Does the spear throw animation twice, and all we're going to do as soon as we press L2 and hold R1 is you want to press left D-pad, and then we can release the spear by letting go of R1 and then grapple with the blades immediately after. So something interesting is that we can also do this during Runic Cancels. So like after we recall the axe during the Runic Cancel I'm going to show you, I'm going to do this tech. So as you can see, we did it, but we kind of missed at the end, so I'll try again. So we also did Blazing Explosion instead of holding R1 again. So as you can see, it's pretty interesting. We can throw the spear and grapple at the same time. And this also works with the axe instead of the blades if you just use the right D-pad. So I usually just stick with the blades though. And yeah, I wanted to showcase that to you guys. Just one more pause stance that we can do. And feel free to experiment with any of these switching the D-pad. So like this whole concept, this whole lesson has been about the axe recall mechanic, putting it away, and then buffering attacks with combining other D-pads. So as you can tell, it's pretty interesting, and I think we can actually switch weapons again after the grapple. So like to Barehand or something once the grapple comes out. Kind of like that, but it's a little weird. Just for example, so like keep experimenting guys, and that should be it. Alright guys, so for the next step, we're going to be going over what we can do with Legacy Rage concerning mobility. So one thing that Legacy does differently than the other rages that we can choose from down here is that Legacy, when we use it, it's very instant. It comes out very fast. So we can use that instantly and bring it right back out. So a useful thing that we can do with this, say you're fighting an enemy or a boss, right? And you want to dodge using an iframe attack like this, or this, or this. So we can use Legacy Rage to cancel these moves. So we can go like this, and dodge again. So like this. You see what I mean? You could just keep moving. So that really helps like mobility. You can cancel your iframe attacks by like just activating Rage. And if you got that realm shift during it, it's even more fire. So I'm going to show you guys my favorite aspect of Legacy Rage, which is actually a tech. And we're able to achieve this tech by first having a weapon in our hand, so I'm going to be using the blades. And all you need to do is go into Legacy, and then once you exit Legacy, you want to immediately do any sort of evasive attack like this, or like this, so you can go backwards or forwards with any of the weapons. And so during this, if you time it right, during this animation startup, we can actually combine anything like a weapon swap, any kind of aiming attack, or any runic. So this is what I mean. So as you can see, we combined Evasive Embers and Hyperion Pole into one animation. So yeah, once you exit Legacy, there's a small time frame where you can do this. And we can actually switch weapons, like switch to the axe there. And let me see. Okay, so we have Scaldy's Edge on, so we can actually go like this. So we did Evasive Embers into Scaldy's Edge. So all I did was press right D-pad during that animation. And I'll show you another one here with Retreating Whirlwind. We're going to do that into a light throw. Or we can also do that into weapon swap. Like that. Something like that. You can do a lot of different mix-ups actually. And one with the spear that I like is this. It's just General's Deception with you know, a spear throw, and then I hold triangle for the slow-mo detonation. And remember, you can do any runic attack like I mentioned. You can switch weapons. You can do Runic Cancels as well. So one more thing that you can do with this tech is that you can actually grapple bosses like Thor, Odin or any kind of berserker. So we'll put that on screen as well. So there is actually a really cool glitch that we can do with Legacy Rage, and it basically allows us to have infinite rage while also not even taking out the Blade of Olympus, and instead we just keep our regular weapons out. So shout out to the YouTuber named Akion, as he's the one who found this glitch, and he actually makes content on glitches in video games like God of War, so if you're interested in that, definitely check him out. So in order to do this glitch, obviously we need to have Legacy Rage on, right? And something that I've done here with my controls is that for this glitch, I have trouble doing it with my regular Rage inputs, so I actually mapped it to swipe right on the touchpad, and that actually really helps, because before I couldn't do it at all. So in order to do this glitch, we're going to be doing a roll with any weapon out. Just going to do a roll, and towards the end of the roll, you want to swipe right on the touchpad for that Legacy Rage, okay? And as soon as you swipe right on the touchpad, you're going to want to pause the game and change to either Wrath or Valor Rage. So let's try it. Okay, so it actually worked, and so now if you realize, we're using Valor Rage, and when we use it, it's still acting like Olympus. So now that you're doing this, the thing is, you're going to get stuck in the animation when it plays, like that, but we can actually get out of this by either doing a dodge, quick turn, or any evasive attack. So you could do something like this on an enemy or a boss, and it's actually really cool, so I'll show you what we can do on an enemy. Okay guys, so we're back in Niflheim, and I wanted to showcase one of the most important aspects of rage manipulation, which is going to be a rage cancel. So that's what it looks like. It may look a little complicated, but it's really not. I think it's actually one of the easier techs to achieve in this game. So to start off, what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to map Spartan Rage to X plus circle. So this might seem like a bit odd, but doing the rage cancel with the default inputs, L3 plus R3, is like either impossible or really complicated or like difficult to pull off. So having it mapped to X plus circle is much easier to do. And trust me guys, like it might seem weird to input rage here, but it's actually, you'll get used to it. Like it's not an issue at all. So map Spartan Rage to this, okay? So that's the first step. Now the second step is to know that when you hold X, Kratos does a roll. He fully dodges into a roll, okay? And as you're holding X, about half a second later, you want to hold triangle. So as Kratos is in his dodge phase right here, before the roll happens, you want to hold triangle. So we cancel the roll part with by holding the axe charge. Like that. Okay, this is a dodge cancel. It's actually really cool, and you can like dodge attacks with that. So getting back to the rage cancel, what you want to do from there is, as soon as Kratos charges the axe, like as soon as the axe gets is about to be charged in Kratos' hand, you want to input the rage with X plus circle. So that's how you do it. Remember, you cancel the dodge by holding triangle to charge the axe, and you also want to input rage as the axe is being charged. So there are different ways of like to use the rage cancel. So I'll show you guys that. Concerning some rage cancel properties, one thing we can do is we can switch weapons during rage cancel, but in order to do that, we're going to have to quick turn first. So like this. So it should look something like this in order to switch weapons during the rage cancel. And I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see, we're now using the blades. You can do combo finishers, and if you dodge out of it, you can go back into Fury like this. Or we can also do Runic attacks by doing instant weapon swaps during a rage cancel. So I'll give you guys a clip of that. Okay, so now we can check out the other rage modes and what they do for rage cancels. So we got Wrath and Valor right here, and these two do the same thing when we rage cancel them. Now if we have Realm Shift Rage due to these amulets, we can actually get infinite Realm Shift by rage canceling these Wrath or Valor. So as you can see, there's no cooldown really on the Realm Shift. We can just infinitely rage cancel. Now this also works the same for Valor. It's the same thing. So as you can see, that's like a crazy exploit we can do right there. You get infinite Realm Shift by using Wrath or Valor, and we get infinite Rage by doing it. We can also Rage Cancel Legacy, but there's really no point to it, and it's kind of hard to do. I'm not doing it right, but we can get the axe charged by using Legacy. There it is. That's what I was trying to showcase. That's the Legacy Rage Cancel, but there's kind of no point to it, but it does look pretty cool. So as you guys can see, overall Rage Cancel is super useful. We got the Fury version, which we can switch weapons in. We can do Runic attacks. We can enter Fury again by dodging. And then we have these ones, Wrath and Valor, which are very, very good. If you just want to have an infinite Realm Shift build, it's pretty crazy. It definitely kind of breaks the game a little bit. And then we got Legacy, which just kind of looks cool. Yeah. So yeah, hope you guys got some out of that Rage Cancel guide. There's a lot to do with that, so yeah, let's move on. Okay guys, so for lesson 8, we're going to be checking out the axe recall tech during the recall mechanic that we've been going over this whole time. So we're going to start off with the Revenge Precision Shot, which was founded by GBG himself. So in order to do this, we're going to need something that the axe won't stick to, like that. See how the axe is sticking to it? We need something like this where the axe will bounce off of it, or even an enemy. It works on like a Draugr or something. So, so an easy way to practice the Revenge Precision Shot, I'll show you what it looks like. So it's kind of like a triple axe throw. So we can achieve this by doing Flame Whiplash stance, or we can just go like this. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing the axe right during the recall mechanic, either in Whiplash stance, or the axe recall mechanic. And as I'm holding triangle, there's kind of a delay, as you can see right here. There's a delay for the axe to charge, like to get frosted, right? So if we take this to our advantage, while the delay is happening, we could do a light axe throw again like this. And this is all because I'm holding triangle after the recall mechanic, after I throw the axe. So it didn't work right there, but we'll get it again right here. So this also works again in Flame Whiplash stance. So yeah, that's the Revenge precision shot. Remember, you have to be holding triangle for it to work. And yeah, make sure the axe doesn't stick to the enemy. Make sure it bounces off. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a combo to do to practice this. Okay guys, so for the next axe throw that we're going to look at, it's going to be the charged light axe throw, like this. So, in order to do the charged light axe throw, you're going to want to start by being barehanded, and you're going to want to dodge. Okay, so once you dodge, you're going to want to hold triangle, and at the same time also hold either down D-pad or left D-pad. So I usually hold down D-pad. So it should, if you time it right, it should charge the axe, but also the game thinks you're switching weapons, so the axe kind of like turns invisible for a sec. So remember, you could use left D-pad or down D-pad. I'm used to down D-pad, so that's what I use. So that's what I'm going to be using through this guide. So, so in order to do the charge light axe throw, all you're gonna want to do is that, and also plus L1 or L2 and R1. So make sure you're holding triangle the entire time, by the way, because we're going to use this for our next axe throw. But this is the charge axe throw. Remember, you want to hold dodge, or you want to press dodge, hold triangle and down on the D-pad at the same time, like this. And you're going to want to input L2 and R1 for the axe throw. Pretty much at the same time the axe is being charged, right here. And remember to hold triangle for the entire time so we can do the next step. So another thing we can do with the charged light axe throw is we can do this. So all I did there was do the charged light axe throw while holding triangle. And as soon as I do the throw, I press R2. As soon as the axe leaves Kratos' hand, I press R2. So that'll do this attack, but combined with the axe throw like this. So I'll try to give you guys a combo that you can work on to master this. Okay guys, so now that you know how to do the charged light axe throw, we can move on to the ghost axe throw. So this tech was made by Not Harvard. It's another fellow God of War YouTuber you should definitely subscribe to. So in order to do the ghost axe throw, this is what it looks like. And so in order to do it, you want to do the charge light axe throw. And make sure you're holding triangle when you do this. You want to be holding triangle the entire time. So as soon as you throw the axe with the charge light axe throw, as you're holding triangle, all you want to do is press L2 and R2 to throw it again, like a heavy throw. So if you get the timing right, it should look like that. Okay, remember, you want to press L2 and R2 like kind of right after you throw, like immediately after the axe goes out. And you can recall the axe right on the D-pad after this. And you can get into Runic Cancel or anything with the axe recall mechanic. So it works really well. I really like this tech. So yeah, there's the ghost axe throw. Alright guys, so we're going to look at the Frozen Lance shortcut. So this Frozen Lance is just the charged heavy axe throw. And we can get a shortcut to get that move by doing what we did before with the charged light axe throw. But this time we're going to do a heavy throw. So it's the same rules apply. You want to do dodge, hold triangle, and down on the D-pad at the same time. Or you can use left on the D-pad. And then instead of pressing R1, you want to press R2 for a heavy throw. Like, make sure you're holding L2 as well to aim. So it's just like this. Not like that, but you want to be pressing R2 multiple times, or you can press R1. Just make sure you get that heavy axe throw animation started before you press R1. So yeah, that's the Frozen Lance shortcut. There's an even faster way to do it. I like to call it the sniper axe throw, but I'm not consistent with it. I think in order to do it, you have to press R2 at like a specific frame, but I can't do it right now. So it is what it is, but this is... Oh, there it was. That was the sniper axe throw. The axe was like sideways. Alright guys, welcome to lesson 9. So lesson 9 will be about shield cancels and different kind of shield tech that we can do with the variety of shields that this game provides. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so for the first shield cancel we're going to look at is going to be the Shatterstar shield. So if we tap L1 with the Shatterstar shield while we're doing a combo, it can reset the combo string. And it can allow us to seamlessly do the same attack more than once. So you can go like this. You can go like this. You can go like this. So as you can see, we can use the Shatterstar just by tapping the shield button once to cancel combo string animations and to seamlessly just like repeat our attack that we've just done like this. So you can go like this again. So yeah, that's the Shatterstar cancel, and we can also throw spears faster this way, like this. All I'm doing is throwing the spear and then tapping L1 to reset the spear throw animation. Instead of going like this, we're going like this. So that's very useful. So that's the Shatterstar cancel. So for the next shield tech that we're going to be going over is going to be called X Onslaught. And so obviously we're using the Onslaught shield, right? And if you notice, while you do the shield strike, Kratos does a running animation, and if we actually do an attack during this, Kratos will do a running attack. So that makes sense, right? We're going to be doing a running attack, but for this tech we're going to be including the axe recall mechanic within the shield strike. So we're going to be manipulating the axe here. So in order to do the X Onslaught tech, you're going to want to start off with dodge, triangle, R1, L2, R2. So like this, the usual, you know? So once the axe is slightly in front of Kratos, you want to input shield strike plus triangle. Okay? So swipe up on the touchpad plus triangle. So it should look like this. So that's the proper timing, because once you do it, you're going to notice the proper timing if Kratos is looking down like this. So if Kratos is at this angle looking down, that's how you know you got the timing right. So I'll show you guys what else we can do with this. So once you got the timing down for X Onslaught consistently, you guys can actually try pressing L2 and R2 during it. So it's going to actually cancel this move right here. And you know, since we're running with Onslaught, it's going to do this attack. So I'll show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. I also tapped triangle to recall the axe during it, so we can immediately move with the axe. And as you can see, you can do anything you like out of it. Like that. Instant weapon swap. Or you can do another returning storm if you don't press triangle. So I'll show you guys more variations of this and how we can manipulate it. Okay guys, so another variation of X Onslaught I can show you is this. So as you can see, Kratos did some crazy run right there. So all I'm doing during X Onslaught is I'm holding L2 and R1 and then I'm holding triangle. So this is aiming the axe for a light throw like this and then also charging it with triangle. So I'll show you again. L2, R1 plus triangle. And then you can also press, so during that you can also press R2. Hold on, let me get rid of this. You can also press R2 for Frozen Breach. Like that. You did Frozen Breach there. And if you keep holding triangle, you can just keep charging the axe. Like this. And you can let go. And boom. So, you know, that could be something. We'll try it against the enemy. I like that movement. Let's try it. Okay. So as you can see, it's something nice. You know, X Onslaught has a lot of different uses, so yeah, I thought I'd show you guys that one, and yeah, as you can see, we also did this during it. I must have just tapped R2 at a different timing. So there's a lot of stuff we can do with X Onslaught. So yeah, figure out some stuff too. I don't know everything about the tech. My friend 2Number9 does know a lot about the tech, so feel free to check out his channel and his combos with that. So yeah. So I'm going to be showing you guys another glitch found by Akion, which allows us to use a shield strike from one shield and actually have a different shield on entirely. So it actually allows us to also do 2 shield strikes with 1 shield. So we're going to start off with the Dauntless Shield, for example, and all we're going to have to do for this glitch is do an evasive attack like this, or this. So I'm going to be using this, for example, and during the animation of Spinning Chaos, towards the end of it, or like right past the middle of the animation, you're going to want to input Shield Strike. So I'm just swiping up on the touchpad, and similar to the Rage Akion glitch, you're going to want to pause the game as soon as you input Shield Strike and just switch shields. So I input a Shield Strike, I pause the game, and as you can see, it's working because it's letting us switch shields after we input Shield Strike. So now I'll just put on the Shatterstar, and now we have the Shatterstar / Dauntless Shield. So it actually lets us combine parries and shield strikes with different kind of shields. So we can get a Dauntless kind of parry and still use the Shatterstar. And sometimes, like this, as you can see now, we're back in Shatterstar. It kind of switches up. So as you can see, that was a Dauntless parry, right? And we're still using the Shatterstar, so it's pretty interesting. And we'll switch back to the Dauntless, and we'll try another one. So Shield Strike plus pause the game, and I'm gonna now put on the Stonewall. As you can see, it's kind of goofy. The Stonewall shows like giant. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. We can do some interesting setups with this. As you can see, the shield's just almost as big as Kratos. So I'll leave you guys with that, and go experiment and have some fun with that. It's not hard to execute. And as you can see, like I said before, it sometimes does different shield strikes randomly. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to be looking at for lesson 10 is Double Frost. So the Double Frost tech, all it is doing these attacks. Anything with the axe charged, these are frost moves, you could call them. So Double Frost is doing those moves with the charged axe, but without having to recharge it. So like that, or like that. You can mix up a few different examples. So in order to do Double Frost, what you're going to want to start is, what you're going to want to start with is, you're going to want to dodge, and during the dodge, you're going to want to hold triangle and left on the D-pad at the same time, like this. Like that. You want the axe charged with the blades animation right there, okay? Just like that. So now, as soon as you hear the axe charge, as soon as you hear that noise, as soon as that ding noise goes when the axe becomes charged right there, you want to press R2 and left D-pad, like you're doing this tech right here. Okay? Like you're doing the Frozen Breach weapon swap. Okay? So, as soon as you hear that noise again, you want to press R2 and left D-pad. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, so that was the first step. So this should leave you with the blades out. So after that, you're going to want to press, let's see. You're going to want to press right D-pad to bring the axe back out. And you're going to want to spam whatever next frost attack you're going to want to input. So if we want to do 2 of these moves right here, like that, we gotta press right D-pad and then R2 again. Like that. We can do R1. Messed up there, hold on. So for the second frost attack to come out, you're gonna wanna have to press it really fast. Hold on. I'm messing up here. So yeah. Alright, I'm messing up my inputs, so I'm just going to leave you with that for Double Frost. I explained it pretty well, so again, I'll do it one more time. So during your dodge, you want to hold triangle and left on the D-pad at the same time, like that. And as soon as you hear that axe frost, you want to press R2 and left on the D-pad, like you're doing this tech here. Okay, you're going to want to press it at that speed. And then you're going to want to press right D-pad again for the axe to come out and kind of spam whatever other frost attack you want to input. So that is double frost. So now for another interesting tech that I'll show you guys. It has to do with Guardian Fury. So this is Guardian Fury with the axe recall mechanic. So make sure you know how to do Guardian Fury like this with the axe recall, like that. So I'm going to show you a tech that's called Guardian's Launch that I made a while back. So it involves Guardian's Fury with a light throw like this. So you want to do a light throw during Guardian Fury, you want to get used to that. And basically all the Guardian's Launch tech is after Kratos throws the axe, you just want to press R2 and triangle. And it initiates this attack, this one right here, while you're recalling the axe from the light throw. So I call it Guardian's Launch because it's Guardian Fury into that the first axe R2. So remember, all you gotta do is throw the axe, the light throw, and then press R2 triangle. This also works for a heavy axe throw, but it's harder to time in my opinion. Try it. Yeah, so I kind of messed it up there, but that's pretty much the Guardian's Launch tech overall. You know, make sure to time it right. I'm kind of mistiming it a little bit, because basically you have to press R2 and triangle simultaneously, like as I am on the controller. And yeah, make sure it looks smooth when you do it. Make sure to practice it. You can also weapon swap during it like this. Do we have meteoric timeline? Yeah, okay, so I'll show you guys something cool that you can do. So as soon as Kratos does this animation where he goes to swipe up with the axe, you can switch to the blades or the spear. And I do a grapple attack, and I also do a runic attack during the grapple. So you can also do this during the Spartan kick like that. So yeah, that's Guardian's Launch tech. You can also do it heavy throw, you can do it into the spear like this. That's not it. Like that. You can do Guardian's Launch into the slow-mo spear detonation, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, this tech is very nice. And sometimes I switch. I press right on the D-pad to enter Barehand afterwards, and it works out pretty nice too, like that. But the vanilla Guardian's Launch is just like this. That's all it is right there. So yeah, that's a really nice tech that I love to do, and so have fun with that. So on the topic of Guardian Fury, we can actually do a tech with Guardian Fury that concerns these moves right here, Whirlwind Sweep and Whirlwind Throw right here. So basically all you need to do is hit an enemy with the axe once and then just wait a sec, and then you'll enter this pause stance where you can throw the axe for these moves. So concerning Guardian Fury, what we need to do is Guardian Fury axe recall plus L2R2. Don't throw the axe, okay? Don't throw the axe. So as you're aiming with the axe, you can actually do melee attacks like this. And for the Whirlwind Sweep and Whirlwind Throw tech, all we need to do is do an attack and then wait a second, and then we want to time an axe throw with the Whirlwind Throw. So it should look like this. So as you can see, we did Whirlwind Throw with the axe recall mechanic. And I'm holding triangle to call the axe back at the right time. So as you can see, we did like 5 axe throws during the whirlwind sweep finisher. And that's basically it for this tech, but you can also enter this stance to do axe attacks like this in different ways. So I'll show you guys what else, how we can manage that. Well guys, that's it. If you've reached this far, you've made it to the end of the tutorial, and as this is a full 2-hour video, I probably forgot a few things. You know, there's a lot of players in the community still discovering stuff with this game and the axe recall mechanic and whatnot. And I just want to give a shout out to my guys, Sentry, CZX, Sahar Mori, GBG, K-Record God, Dasali, and Not Harvard, SOH, and many more players that have just been inspiring to this community and finding out more advanced combat techniques. And actually I've made many tutorials on this game already, so I'll put that on screen here, and if you want you can check them out individually, but this video took me like months to make, and I just want to say thank you guys for all your support ever since I started this channel. And you know, let's just continue to grow and you know, keep discovering things, have a good time. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, hope you guys got something out of it. Even some advanced players can learn from this guide, and well, hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out guys.
Ah!